play with me, this the only thing I love. I love, 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 love. I am the hope of the universe. I am the hope of the universe.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Equinox, or Jay, whichever you prefer again. And I'm here today with the full guide of on how I believe you should be playing Wraith, or in my opinion, where you should be pairing her up with, what weapons you should be using, you know, what's the best way to be using her, you know, just a little details. You know, this is my personal opinion. You know, it varies for everyone, so don't take it to like, oh, like, you know, this is how you play her. So this is just the way I feel, the way you should be playing her. You know, like I said, personal opinion. You know, if you guys have any like anything to say, like, you guys could comment, go ahead and comment in the comment section. I'll take it into consideration. But yeah, this is the whole video on how you should be playing Wraith. What's going on, guys? Before I get into it, I'm gonna tell you what what I think Wraith is, you know, in my opinion, you know, because I do have a set of class for each individual legend, in my opinion. You know, these classes are separated by assault, support, heavy, tank, however you want to name them, but in my opinion, this is what they're set by. Now, a lot of people do ask me, which is surprising, on PlayStation, and I have been DM'd on Instagram as well, on how they should be using certain characters, on how they should be using Wraith, on how they should be playing the game, on who should they use when they're first starting out. In my opinion, you can start out with anybody, but the character that I did start out with was Wraith. You know, I really liked her abilities, the fact that she was able to phase in and out of attacks. You know, her ultimate is great because she's able to take her and her whole team to a whole new location. You know, when she's using her ultimate, she runs a lot faster, and when you do use your L1 ability with her ultimate, you do phase a lot quicker. You know, you do travel a lot quicker than you do without your ultimate on. Now, Wraith, like I said, is probably one of the best beginning characters that you could be playing right now. You know, at the start of season 2 or late season 2, however, whichever you're starting at whenever you see this video. And she has pros and she has cons to her, and she does pair up really well with certain legends, and she doesn't pair up really well with certain legends, and one of those legends is Bangalore. Bangalore is a great legend for her to be paired up with, and in my opinion, Bangalore is an assault class, and so is Wraith. And what an assault class is someone who's able to disengage and re-engage in a gunfight really well and really quick. And in my opinion, the reason why Bangalore works really well with Wraith is because Bangalore is able to shoot smokes. Now, in my opinion, I do think Bangalore works well with a lot of legends in this game. I'll do a whole in-depth guide on how you should be playing her later, sometime in the future, maybe this week, maybe, depends. But I will do a video on her. But like I said, in my opinion, Wraith, we're focusing on Wraith right now. Wraith could be paired up really well with her, and she could probably be paired up really well with Mirage, just because Mirage is able to take the tension off of people really well with his L1 ability and his ultimate. You'd be surprised on how much people do actually fall for the Mirage. I fall for it all the damn time, you know, because that shit looks like realistic as hell. I mean, the only time I don't fall for it is when it's just running in a completely straight line for like literally 3 seconds in, and I'm in his face. So yeah, but like I said, she's really well all around character. You know, she works well with, you know, with other legends. She has a great passive ability. She has a great ultimate ability. You know, I always see her in ranked lobbies. Now, since she is an assault class, and like I said, assault classes are people that are head on in a gunfight, are usually the ones that are going to be up in your face. Now, her, Bangalore, Bloodhound, Octane, Pathfinder are all assault classes in my opinion. You know, there is going to be certain characters that are varied between assault and support, but for right now, we're focusing on Wraith, and she is an assault class. Now, she's always up in your face. There's always going to be a Wraith whenever there's a Wraith in a gunfight, Wraith is usually the one that's in your face first, and then her teammates will follow up, behind her. Now, the cons to Wraith is the fact that she takes 5% more damage, incoming damage. Now that really sucks. No, she isn't the only one though. Now, the ones that are like Wraith that do take incoming 5% damage is, well, obviously her, Watson, Pathfinder, Lifeline. Now, they were given this debuff because of the fact that they have no hitbox whatsoever, basically no hitbox. You shoot at a Wraith and most of the time you'll probably miss a shot. I mean, that's just me. I kind of suck at aiming my shots in. I usually miss my shots when it's, kind of an intense fight. And she's up in my face, and so is Pathfinder, so is Lifeline, and so is Watson sometimes. Now, this is a con. This is a really, really, sucky thing about Wraith, is that the fact that she takes 5% more damage. Now, kind of sucks, kind of going against what the whole assault thing is, because she is a character that's most likely going to be in your face sometimes. But when you do land your shots on her, you can melt her really quick, especially when you're a heavy character such as Caustic or what's his name, Gibraltar. Now, the best weapons that you could probably pair her up with is an R99, a Peacekeeper, a R301, an Alternator, P2020 with Hammer Point, or Alternator with Disruptor rounds. But you do gotta have those, those extra add-ons to the weapons, those two weapons, P2020 and Alternator, just so you can shred things. Now, yes, it is weapons that do shred really well. R301 shreds ever since the game dropped. R301 has always shredded really well. And R99 as well. Alternator at the beginning was kind of trash, so was P2020, but ever since they gave them that buff with those hop-ups, they're a lot better now. They really well. Now, in my opinion, the two best weapons that you could probably absolutely pair Wraith up with right now is probably Peacekeeper and R99, just the fact that Peacekeeper does so much good chunk damage, and it can completely one-shot someone out of their blue armor, maybe purple armor. Sometimes I think I've been one-shotted out of my purple armor. But, yeah, like, those are probably the two best weapons you could probably pair her up with right now. Also, positioning plays a really big factor in when you play with Wraith. Like I said, she does take that 5% incoming damage, so you just cannot be out in the open, fighting like 4 different people, because she will get melted really quick. A lot of people have actually texted me too, like, how the hell should I play Wraith? I always get melted with Wraith. I don't understand, like, these people could play Wraith and they don't get melted. Well, you gotta take into consideration, where are you at in the map? High ground has always been the best thing you could probably do in a battle royale game. You gotta take high ground, to win a game. Sometimes people lose in the high ground. It's just unfortunate. But yeah, your positioning is probably one of the key factors in a battle royale game. It's always positioning. It's always the weapons you have. Now in this game, it may be legends that you have as well that play a key factor in whether you win a gunfight or not. Also, it's because you gotta respect your legend. You gotta respect their abilities. You gotta respect, what did their passive do? What does their ultimate do? What is their the tactical ability? I like Wraith's tactical ability because it allows me to reposition to a spot where I think I should be. Better positioning. Positioning, like I said, I'm probably repeating myself right now, but it is a key factor when you do play Wraith, because you cannot, I'm gonna repeat myself, you cannot be out in the open with Wraith when there's more than 2 squads, because she will get melted. She is small. She is, a lot of people target her because it is, it's tedious going against a Wraith. I hate going against Wraiths all the damn time. Like, as soon as I see a Wraith, I just want to shoot her, her damn face off. But most of the time I miss my shots. But yeah, she does take that 5% incoming damage, so you gotta respect, like I said, you gotta respect your legends. Each legend has a role in this game. Wraith is, my opinion, she is the assault class role that I have set up for her. Like assault, or the person that could, engage and disengage in a gunfight really well, and Wraith is that because of her passive and ultimate ability. Now, when you do play Wraith, you gotta make sure you're in cover. Not 100% of the time, but I mean, it's kind of an obvious thing. Like, how am I not gonna be in cover with the character? You'd be surprised on how many people do not play cover with each character, or characters that need that cover respect. A lot of people just love running out in the open. They're like, want to catch all the smoke they can. Because I'm like that too. In my opinion, I love going after people. I love just running around the map, but it does get tedious when I'm just getting melted, and you're kind of like, if you're in the rank lobby, you're trying to fight off a whole freaking squad, but you can't. Now, in a gunfight, in my opinion, what I think you should be, or when you're playing Wraith, yeah, like in a gunfight where you should be when you're playing Wraith, it's probably the first person to be up in front, just because of the fact that a lot of people in this game love using the ping factor. Everybody uses the ping factor. I use it for literally everything. I will ping, where we should go. There's a person over here. There's loot over here. Everyone uses the ping factor. Now that the great thing about Wraith is that her passive ability is that she warns you when there's danger, when there's traps, when there's someone aiming at you, when there's someone looking at you, when you're being shot at. She does warn you. I mean, it's kind of obvious when you're being shot at, because you're gonna see bullet traces, go past your damn face. Kind of a no-brainer. But yeah, it's great because she does warn you when shit's going down. Now, yes, I do think she should be head first. I know that she takes 5% incoming damage, but you gotta play it smart. This isn't for really people that are just like, no, I'm just trying to play the game. I don't really care about, this or that. But for those that do want to improve and get better and just slay out, this is the video for you. Now, like I said, she should be one of the first person or people to engage in the fight, just because she is the assault class. And I am repeating myself again, assault classes can engage and disengage in gunfights really fast and really well. Now, with Wraith, because of the 5% incoming damage factor, you should take someone with you. Some people love hanging back and sniping, which is fine. Because sometimes you do have those teammates that can clip people really, really well with snipers. I do have friends that I always play this religiously that can land their shots. Sometimes they don't. It happens. We have our off days, but sometimes they can land their shots, and it's great because it's an easy cleanup for me. But you should always take someone with you. Now, you gotta think into it before you go into a gunfight, and it's going to be a sweaty gunfight, because you can see how they're playing. If they're playing super passive, it's probably because of the characters they have. When you're going into a building, you got to make sure, who are you fighting? Maybe you're fighting a caustic. It really sucks when you're fighting a caustic inside a building, because that's caustic's playground. You got to be careful. It's his domain when you're in a building. So that's what I'm saying. You got to take someone with you. If not, take your whole squad with you. And I did say that she has a good pairing partner, which is Bangalore, but in my opinion, I think Bangalore is more of a good pairing partner when you're out in the open, just because sometimes not all gunfights will happen inside buildings where you can take cover. Sometimes you will get caught in the middle of the open, and it sucks when that happens, but it happens in gunfights. So I think Bangalore is a really, really well character when you're in the open, in an open gunfight with Wraith, because Wraith could take advantage of the smokes. Now, Wraith does have her passive ability, like I keep saying. You could use your passive just to get out of a fight and get back into a fight all the time. But in my opinion, when it's coming to an inside, inside a house, her best partner she could be paired up with is Bloodhound. This is my opinion. I think Bloodhound's a really great character for her to be paired up with, just because Bloodhound has that tracking ability. Now, his L1 ability is probably one of the best things that you could probably do and use in this game, because you can track people. And now that the buff that they gave him when Season 2 came out, it actually shows you where they're at. Now, Bloodhound with her inside a building is probably one of the most monstrous things you could probably do, because he is part of the assault class. Assault characters pair up really, really well with one another. And Bloodhound and Wraith and Bangalore are probably one of the best pairings, and Octane too. Octane's a good pairing with her too. Just because Octane runs really fast and he can hound people that are running around. Most of the times when I'm in a gunfight and in building, the person's always running around, especially if he knows that there's one or 2 or 3 people going after him. Now, when you do use Bloodhound with her in a building, make sure you use your L1 ability, obviously. No brainer. And make sure you also use your ultimate. Now, his ultimate is probably the best thing with Wraith, because you guys could both just dog at the person that is running away from you the whole time inside a building. He runs extremely fast. So does Wraith. Wraith is a pretty fast character. Like I said, she's an assault character, head-on gunfights, and he pairs up really well with her, especially when you're hounding after a character. Now, when you are doing this pairing, make sure you're actually with the person. You don't have to hug them, but make sure you're with them inside the same building. Make sure you're trying to plan on cutting the person off. Don't dip on your partner. Even if you're low, helping your teammates in this game is like one of the best things you could do. Sometimes I do run away, because I'm scared to die, and I'm gonna heal up real quick before I actually go into a gunfight. But you have teammates for a reason. You may be BM'd, and it sucks when you get BM'd. I hate being BM'd, but make sure you are chasing the person that you guys are chasing. If you know for a fact that they're weak, that there's only one person, and that you guys could definitely get this guy, don't doubt it. Because when you start doubting, then that's when you're kind of hesitant to push and you're taking too long, and the person may have a golden backpack, and he may take advantage of the fact that you're not being aggressive, and he may heal up, and he may actually mess you guys both up because of him healing up. Now, hounding people in this game is probably one of the most funnest things to do, especially with Wraith, because she's quick and she's able to get into the gunfight and out of it really well. Now, when you are going after someone, the biggest tip that I could probably give you is, obviously, like I said, pair her up with the teammate, because out of nowhere, maybe someone could shoot you and it's his teammate, and next thing you know, you're in a whole 1 versus 2 or 1 versus 3 gunfight. Now, Bangalore in the open with Wraith, nasty thing, like I said. Wraith and Bloodhound in the open, not so really. I mean, you want to take that pairing into a building, just because Bloodhound has such a big fat freaking head, and I don't know about you guys, but I could easily headshot a Bloodhound in a 1v1, just because he has a fat head and he usually head first into a gunfight. But like I said, when you are with a Bloodhound in a building, just make sure you guys stay together and you guys go after that person. Now, the best third partner with her, sometimes you may not run him, sometimes you will with Wraith, but the best third person that you could probably run with Wraith, absolutely just going after people, is Octane. Now, I believe Octane does not have that debuff where he takes 5% incoming damage, so unlike Wraith, he can't get melted as fast. But in this game, you could get melted like literally in a second. Mastiff has crazy damage potential. R99 shreds people to an absolute pulp. So does R301. Alternator now shreds people, but you got to take into consideration Alternator does the same amount of damage when they do not have a shield without disruptor rounds, but it does shred shields so quickly. But yeah, I believe Octane is probably the third best teammate you could run with her. The reason being is because he is fast. He's a fast character. His adrenaline rushes really well. His passive healing ability. It may not be a big gap in healing, but having a little bit of health, a little sliver of health makes a difference in a gunfight pretty dramatically. Now, these are the absolute like squad, rushing people, hounding people down. In my opinion, with Wraith, it's Wraith obviously, Bloodhound, because he could track people and he is actually fast when he uses his ultimate, and it works really well with Wraith because she, like I said, she is part of the assault class and she's one of the first people to engage the fight, and Octane as well. Now every time I'm in a rank lobby, I don't know, it's just me lately, or just in a gunfight in general, the ones that are always pushing me is a Wraith and Octane. Now, the reason being it's always a Wraith and Octane is because Octane is incredibly fast, Wraith is fast. They both are extremely aggressive characters, and they work really well together when they're pushing an enemy. And it is unbelievably how fast you could down someone with these two pairings. Now, you may be thinking, okay, well, you said, you gave me all the tips about how I should use Wraith, her abilities, what does she have, her ultimate, what does it do? Now, her ultimate, yes, you could use it, and you could travel literally across the map, I'm over exaggerating a bit, and you could teleport your teammates with you. Her passives, you're able to, avoid, damage for a little bit, you're able to avoid a gunfight for a bit, and no, that was her tactical, sorry. Her passive ability is able to, she's able to detect, if she's being shot at, if she's being aimed at, if there's a trap, near. But the way I think you should be playing these three characters when it isn't Octane, Wraith, and Bloodhound is, they're all assault characters. That's the amazing thing about it, that they're all assault characters. Like I said, assault characters are people who are able to take a gunfight, engage in a gunfight really well and disengage it really well as well. And they're all three of them are the assault class. Now, the first two up that are always going to be fighting is going to be an Octane and Wraith. Always. It's always going to be them two, like I said, is because they're extremely aggressive characters or extremely fast characters. Now, the way I believe you should be playing these three pairings is obviously have Octane and Wraith in a fight, head on, together. Make sure you guys are not avoiding, trying to avoid the gunfight. When you guys are in the gunfight, make sure you guys are taking the fight together. And also, Bloodhound, I don't think Bloodhound should be the head first, even though he is part of the assault class, but I don't think he should be, head first because of the fact that he does have an extremely big head hitbox. Now, it's very unfortunate that he has that big head hitbox, but he has it, and this is why I think Octane and Wraith should be in the front, front and center. Now, I know she has that 5% incoming damage, but having a teammate with you makes a difference. And the reason why I like Bloodhound with them, these two extremely fast characters, is because of his L1 ability, his tactical. His tactical works really well with them, especially when you're chasing a player, because of the fact that you could track someone. Now, this tracking ability is great working with these two. And not only is his tactical ability really well with them, but also his passive. His passive is he's able to see the status and location of the person. Not directly like, oh, they're over there, but it shows you a pathway of where they're at and if they're dead, if they're still alive. Now, this is great with these two, Octane and Wraith, especially with when you guys are being aggressive play. This is extremely great because you calling out communication, you guys are able to go after the person, and when you do get it going with Bloodhound and you're telling your team this is where he's at, you guys could actually hound that individual really well, or the squad really well. And communication is key when you are in a ranked lobby or just in general. These three pairings are probably, like, I honestly think it's one of the most fun pairing. Also, you could also replace Bloodhound with Bangalore, because Bangalore has that evasive type of ability in her passive, where if she does take incoming gunfight or incoming fire, she does run a little bit faster. You can run that with Octane and Wraith, it is extremely well. But in my opinion, like I said, I think you should just run it with Octane, Bloodhound, and Wraith. You know, Octane has extremely good aggressive play. You know, his jump pad allows you guys to get high ground, maybe not as well as Pathfinder, but it does allow you to get high ground. You can jump pretty high in the air and get the slip on someone and get behind them and just cut them off completely. And his L1 ability, obviously he's aggressive as hell. He runs really fast. You're able to catch up to people that are running away. I know for a fact that Pathfinders love running away. I know I'm not the one that says this, but every time I do fight a Pathfinder, they're always the one that gets away, because they always just, I don't know, they just run away and they're like, screw this, I'm not gonna take this gunfight anymore. Octane's really well with that because he's able to hound the living hell out of people. This L1 ability. Now, Bloodhound is good because he also tracks people and he's able to just hound at them. Like, you know, I keep saying hound, but that's the word. He's able to, you know, just chase after people. You know, Wraith is good because she has her, you know, her dimensional rift. She's able to phase in and out. You know, this pairing is just, in my opinion, one of the best pairings you could do for rushing play. You know, this is my opinion. You know, maybe you guys, you know, there's people out there that slay out completely, but this is just for people that are starting out. You know, people have been asking me, you know, who should I run, you know, this character with, you know, and this is my opinion. You know, everyone's entitled to their own, you know, crap. And yeah, I just think Bloodhound, I think he works really well with her. Octane works really well with her. You know, Wraith is just a really good character, well-round character that can, you know, run really well with other people. And yeah, I mean, that's basically it, man. I mean, if you guys like the video, if you guys want to, you know, in-depth guide for other characters, I'll definitely do that. You know, I'll probably do Bloodhound next, or Bangalore, you know, just trying to keep it within the three. I'll probably just do Octane, you know, I'll do Octane for next, and then Bloodhound, kind of like keeping it within the squad synergy. And yeah, man, if you like the video, you know, show some support and love. You know, I know this, you know, tips is kind of like easy, but I am starting this out. You know, this is kind of like one of my first videos of me actually talking to you guys. But I do actually enjoy this. I do actually enjoy, you know, trying to give you guys tips. You know, maybe you guys could watch this and like, oh, okay, like, I'll take that in consideration. But yeah, man, if you guys enjoyed, you know, leave a like, subscribe, obviously. You know, hit that bell notification so you guys know when I'm posting, because you know how YouTube is. And you guys could go take a look on my Instagram. I'll probably put up you know, a little @ right here on the screen in a minute of my Instagram, you know, and my group Instagram that I have with the boys. And yeah, man, and when you are playing Apex, make sure you play with, you know, a preset squad. You know there's people out there that don't have a squad, you know, so they play alone. You know, it doesn't hurt to turn on your mic and talk to the guys, but when you do play this game, it is kind of it is a sweat fest compared to other games. And make sure you guys have a pre-made squad, you know, a squad that you know you could, you know, do really well, you communicate really well. Try not to get on underneath each other's skins, you know, have it fun in games, you know, work really well with each other, pump each other up, you know, motivation, you know, motivating each other is great. And I know sometimes a buddy of mine, like, we're always just going at it when it comes to like, yeah, you clap, bro, you clap and shit. But yeah, man, it's just that, man. Just gotta take it like that.
And it goes 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Happy days always. I put my hand up when I see you in the hallways. It's all good, turn the music a little louder. I'll be singing in the shower, making minutes feel like full days. Cause I'm looking at my watch and got no place to be. Enjoy this moment cause the next one is a take and see. I'm on beat and I never miss a single note. You can't swim, so stop, enjoy a subtle float. And take a second to go look up